I've seen this countless times. A homesteader pours their heart into their garden, carefully planting their tomatoes in the sunniest spot. Next year, those same tomatoes go right back into the same patch of soil. Seems logical, doesn't it? It worked once, well, it should work again. But gardening, much like life, rarely rewards us for standing still. Many of us with smaller plots or kitchen gardens often think the crop rotation, this grand shuffling of plants, is somehow reserved for vast fields of wheat and corn, managed by farmers with enormous tractors and complicated spreadsheets. We believe our little patch of earth is sometimes exempt from the rules that govern the wider world of agriculture. This is, if you'll forgive me for a bit of the myth, the truth that crop rotation is one of the most powerful yet wonderfully simple tools in any gardener's shed, regardless of the size of your land. It's an old world secret that our ancestors understood instinctively. They knew that the soil is not just dirt, it's a living, breathing community. Continuously planting the same crop in the same place is like asking a friend to listen to the same song over and over again. Eventually, they'll get tired of it, and so will your soil. It becomes depleted, exhausted, and vulnerable. Ignoring crop rotation is a missed opportunity to work in harmony with nature. The principle is delightfully straightforward. Don't plant the same crop, the same vegetable, in the same spot year after year. Think of it as an organized dance for your vegetables. One year leafy greens, next year you plant root vegetables. They take their turn, followed by fruiting plants. It's a simple act of moving things around that prevents a whole host of problems before they even have a chance to begin. It's a proactive approach rather than a reactive one, saving you from future headaches and heartaches when your prize-winning cabbages are suddenly covered in pests that were waiting patiently in the soil since last season. So why do many of us skip this step? Often, it's probably because you're lazy. No, I'm kidding. It's more complicated than that. We imagine that there's complex charts and a degree in botany, or perhaps we're just creatures of habit, content with what we know. But I assure you, the rewards of embracing this simple shuffle are immense. It's more than just avoiding problems, it's about actively building a healthier, more resilient, and productive garden. It's a partnership with your land, ensuring it remains fertile and generous for many seasons to come, a true cornerstone of the homesteader's ethos. Now, let's dig into a deeper topic of why this dance is so beneficial. First and foremost, it's a brilliant strategy for pest and disease control. Imagine you're a cabbage root fly, a particularly pesky fellow. You lay your eggs at the base of a lovely brassica or cabbage. Your larvae hatch and feast on the roots, then settle into the soil for next winter to dream of eating more cabbage. Next year, you go out to your garden and you plant the cabbages. And guess what? You're essentially serving them breakfast. If we plant something entirely different like peas and beans, newly hatched pests will emerge, look around, bewildered, find nothing they want to eat, and the life cycle is broken. Now you just want a major victory without using any chemicals. It's a matter of soil health next, which is why the foundation of crop rotation is good for your garden. Different plants have different appetites. Leafy greens like spinach and lettuce are heavy feeders, gobbling up nitrogen that produce lush foliage. Fruiting plants like tomato and peppers, they're quite hungry too as well. Then you have your givers, legumes, peas, beans, and clover. The marvelous plants have special relationship with bacteria in the soil that allows them to pull nitrogen from the air and store it back in your roots. When you follow your hungry tomatoes with a crop of beans, you're not just growing beans, you're naturally fertilizing your soil for free, preparing it for next year's hungry crop. It leads directly to another wonderful benefit, improving soil structure. Plants with deep tap roots like carrots, parsnips are fantastic for breaking up heavy compacted soil. They drive their roots deep into the earth or your planter boxes or garden beds, creating channels to improve drainage for the next generation. This makes it easier for the roots of subsequent crops to grow and water to penetrate the soil instead of running off onto the surface. Following these deep divers with a shallow rooted crop like lettuce gives the soil a varied workout, keeping it light, fluffy, and full of life. It's like sending your garden to a Pilates class. Finally, rotating your crop leads to higher yields, believe it or not. The soil is healthy, balanced, and free of buildup from pests and disease. The plants will thrive. They have access to nutrients they need, the roots can grow freely and they're not constantly fighting off attackers. This means more vibrant growth, resilient plants, and ultimately more food on your table. It's a beautiful, self-sustaining cycle. By simply moving your plants around, you create an ecosystem that's stronger and more productive. It's a little bit of garden magic, really. Now, you might be thinking this all sounds lovely, but where on earth do I begin? Good news is, starting is the easiest part. The key to think of it in like families, not individual plant. You don't need to track every single carrot and pea. Instead, group your vegetables into main categories. A very simple and effective method is to create 4-year plan, like 4 groups: legumes, peas, beans, carrots, beets, onions, and fruiting plants like tomatoes, peppers, and squash. You can dedicate 1 garden bed for each section to each group. Next step, which is truly non-negotiable, is to keep records. You gotta keep records. It's not a fancy spreadsheet, but more of those like fine options. Simple notebook and a pencil will do this job beautifully. At the end of each season, draw a quick sketch of your garden layout and jot down what you planted in each bed. This simple little diary will get you the most value when spring comes around. You look back at your notes and know exactly where the brassicas or cabbages were last year, so you move them to a different bed where the legumes grew. It prevents inevitable head scratching and guesswork. Let's walk through our simple 4-year cycle. Imagine you have 4 beds. In year 1, the bed has legumes. Bed 2, brassicas. Bed 3, fruiting plants, and 4 has roots. In year 2, everything shifts 1 spot over. The legumes move to bed 2, brassicas to 3, and so on and so forth. The roots in 4 move to 1, which has just been enriched by the nitrogen-fixing legumes. It's a simple clockwise rotation. The systematic approach ensures each section, each year, gets a full range of benefits over time. The nitrogen boost from legumes and the deep tilling from the root vegetables and the break from specific pests that bother each family. Of course, life in gardens is rarely perfect. Sometimes a crop fails or its unpredictable weather throws a spinner in the works. Don't be discouraged. The goal is progress, not perfection. If you can't imagine a perfect 4-bed rotation, even a simple 2-year rotation, alternating between every 2 planted families is better than none at all. The key is to start small, keep it simple, observe your garden. Nature is a wonderful teacher, and your plants and soils will show you what they need if you pay attention. You just have to do it with your own garden. All right, it's fair to acknowledge that crop rotation isn't without its challenges. For those with very small gardens, it can feel like a game of vegetable Tetris, trying to find space for everything. There's also the learning curve, remembering which plant belongs in which family, which takes a little bit of practice, and it requires more planning than simply planting whatever you want wherever you feel like it. Sometimes the initial step might even feel like it costs more time than effort. There's valid concerns, but I urge you to see them as not roadblocks, but as small hurdles on the path to a much greater victory. The initial investment in planning pays dividends for years. The truth is, the positive outcomes of crop rotation overwhelmingly outweigh the minor challenges. The long-term benefits of improved soil health, reduced reliance on pesticides, and more abundant harvests create a garden that is not only just more sustainable, but it's more enjoyable to work with. It's the difference between constantly fighting against nature and working gracefully in a partnership with it. You're creating a resilient homestead that can better withstand pests, disease, and even drought. This brings us to a much bigger idea. The simple act of rotating crops is an investment in generational wealth, not just financial wealth, but the wealth in health, knowledge, and self-sufficiency. By nurturing the soil, you're creating a valuable asset that can be passed down through your family. You're teaching your children and grandchildren the importance of sustainable practices and the deep satisfaction that comes from growing your own food. This is a true legacy of a homesteader, leaving the land better than you found it, and with a pantry full of healthy food and a family equipped with timeless skills and knowledge on how to build lasting connections to the land at the very heart of what we do. It's more about just gardening tips. It's about fostering a way of life that is healthier, more secure, and more meaningful. Your garden is a small piece of the world that you have the power to transform into a thriving, productive paradise. So embrace the gardener's great shuffle, start your own rotation, keep your notes, and watch your land reward you. This is your guide in your journey to building a sustainable legacy. Be sure to connect with us at Ancestry Lands, where we're here to help you grow. Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you in the next one. Stay tuned for information on how you can buy your own land and get started on your garden today. Thanks for watching. That's it, folks. You can go to Ancestry Lands to start owning property today with payments starting at $250 a month, no credit checks, and owning land has never been easier. It's time to build your land portfolio one property at a time. We help you to get dollars from dirt and build generational wealth by owning small plots of affordable vacant land. Contact us to learn more. Oh, and speaking of dollars from dirt, I also wrote a book about investing in land for you readers out there. My book, Getting Dollars from Dirt, A Beginner's Guide to Vacant Land Investing, is on Amazon. The link is in the description section below. Inside, you'll learn simple, easy to read insights that will have you understanding why you should own land today. For more tips and tricks, subscribe for updates, comment below, and let us know what you enjoyed about this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
And remember, like and subscribe.